Hello everybody, it's good to be with you. Late on a Friday, but better late than never, as the old saying goes. I conducted a funeral yesterday for a woman I didn't know, but I know the daughter who's come to know me through my visits to a mutual coffee place in Sunbury that we frequent. And this morning I happened to be at a different coffee shop, and some of the people who were at the funeral yesterday were there, people I know from the other coffee shop. This is getting complicated, but they're now at a different coffee shop, and I happened to drop in there this morning for a cuppa. And they chatted to me about how they really appreciated the service yesterday at Gisborne. And then one of the women there, an elderly woman, a bit older than me, said, I became a pagan when the church hurt me one too many times. And my heart was hurt by that, not hurt because she offended me, hurt because I could feel her hurt. And I said to her, can you tell me what happened? And she recounted a story when she was young, and when she was engaged to a young man, and the Catholic priest told her, there's no way I can marry you, you're not a Catholic, and you're this, you're that, and whatever, you've been promiscuous, and all sorts of terrible things. And she said to me, at that moment I thought, how could a loving God say that to me through his representative here on the earth? And I bit my tongue. I said, tell me more. And she said, well, that's not the only time I was hurt. I was hurt when my brother was hurt by the church in a similar kind of a way. He wanted to get married, and it couldn't happen because he had to become a Roman Catholic and all the rest of it. And I said, well, what would make a difference? What could I say that would make a difference right now? And she said, well, if I had an apology from those people, that would be a start. And so I said, well, Jan, I'd like to humbly apologise for all the hurt that you and your brother experienced at the hands of the church, of which I'm a part. She said, you're not a Catholic? I said, no, but I am part of the church who hurt you and your brother. And I just want to tell you how sincerely sorry I am that happened, and would you forgive me? Would you forgive us? And she melted for a moment, and tears welled up in her eyes. She said, thank you. I really enjoyed the service yesterday. I said, why did you enjoy that? She said, I don't know, except that the words you used, particularly from the Bible, said something in my heart, in my soul, and I could feel something going on. I said, well, that's because you've been wired that way by God, and when he starts to speak, even through a stumbling, bumbling representative like me, you're going to feel something. And she said, you know what, I just feel better having had this conversation with you. And she said, I kind of felt that I wanted to have this conversation with you for the last few years when I see you at the coffee shop, but I just couldn't pluck up the courage until today. And so it's all tumbled out in one of those moments, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. There are those moments when people just, out it comes. It's been bottled up there for years. And I got to thinking about how Jesus taught with absolutely plainly said to his disciples. He said this in Luke chapter 17, things that cause people to stumble are bound to come, but woe to anyone through whom they come. It would be better for them to be thrown into the sea with a millstone tied around their neck than to cause one of these little ones to stumble. So watch yourselves. And I thought, here we are in the middle of this COVID pandemic thing that's going on for us, and we're seeing a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. But the way we behave, the way we speak, and I've said this before, I know, but it's really, really important in this season, can have a huge effect on somebody. And we can end up in a situation where, without even knowing it, we've caused someone like Jan to stumble and make a choice about becoming a pagan. She's proudly proclaimed, I'm a pagan. I'm never going to become a Christian. At the end of our conversation this morning, I said, I'm not here to change your mind, but I am here to be a blessing to you. And I hope that through our conversation, through our growing friendship, you might just hear something of the love of God one day. She said, well, I already have. And I wondered in the moment where a little crack had appeared in that brittle shell around her hurt heart, where the love of God could penetrate and take root. But it's a sobering moment this morning to realise that it's so easy for us to put a stumbling block in someone's way. Jesus said, watch yourselves, particularly when we get self-righteous about our rights and all the rest of it because of all the restrictions. And we can sound so terrible in the eyes and the ears of other people who are watching the church very closely. Let's not put any stumbling block in anyone's way. Let's be gracious representatives, gracious ambassadors, reconciling, not complaining. Well, I know it's a bit to chew on today, but these moments come in life. We need to make the most of them.